Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.
There's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that need to get the credit because we've got a great volunteer base and people that are dedicated to doing these kinds of things and putting their time in for all this, and we couldn't ask for anything more. So it's good that it's going to happen soon, because I think some of the people are going to take a big sigh of relief when this does come and it does go, because we've been planning it for so long.
This episode of Bring Back the Porch brought to you by Bernie Leahy, River Street Realty. Let's get you home. I think it's appropriate that we get together this morning with Brian Varga and Kara Brake to talk about the Special Olympics Canada Summer Games. I say it's appropriate today because as we sit down this morning, we are 6 months away from the start of the games on August the 11th.
That's crazy how the time has gone. I mean, we've been in this for a long time, so it's been a long time since we started this process, and we're glad that it's finally close to where it's being, even though there's a ton of work left to do, but we're looking forward to it.
I was just wondering, does that set a little heart
I was just going to say thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, get the heart started this morning.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's also appropriate, too, because as we are talking, the Winter Olympics are on right now in Italy, so we're in the Olympic spirit.
We are, absolutely.
How did Medicine Hat come to win these games?
Go ahead.
Okay. It's been a long process. So it actually started with myself. I went to the Sports Event Congress back in 2018 in Halifax. And as part of that conference, you have an opportunity to sit one-on-one with some national sport organizations. And so I had signed up for a bunch, had no idea what I was getting into, and had the opportunity to sit down with a guy named Blair McIntosh. And so we sat down, and he explained what the games were, and I explained a little bit about Medicine Hat, and he said, I think we could do it there. This sounds really interesting. And we had just hosted the 2016 Alberta Winter Games and the 2017 Special Olympics Provincial Games, and so we were right in that time frame of loving to host multi-sport games. And so we came back to the Games Organizing Committee and the Medicine Hat Game Society and said, hey, what if we did this? And took a look at it, got the city approval to put a bid in, and we did. We ended up touring them around all of our facilities. It was a great experience, and we're awarded the 2022 games. Then comes something that happened in 2020. And so we took a look at that and said, based on restrictions that were still happening, and a lot of the athletes come with some health concerns, that we didn't want to have an event that could end up compromising anybody. And so we decided to cancel the games in 2022, and it was a straight out cancellation. It wasn't a postponement at that time. And then in 2023, I believe it was, we actually had the opportunity to rebid on 2026. And so we had first right of refusal. We updated our bid, updated the budget a little bit, and submitted for 2026. And we're awarded those games. So it's been a long time coming. I always joke that it's the games that are never going to happen. And then you say something like they're 6 months out, and they are happening for sure.
Yep. Now, you are veterans of putting on events like this, and I think that helps.
Me, not so much, but Kara's been involved for a lot of years with whether it be small games or any kind of games in the southern part of Alberta that Kara's been involved with. And you need that experience in order to move forward into hosting these big games, right? So, and don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that are behind the scenes that need to get the credit, because we've got a great volunteer base and people that are dedicated to doing these kinds of things and putting their time in for all this, and we couldn't ask for anything more. So it's good that it's going to happen soon, because I think some of the people are going to take a big sigh of relief when this does come and it does go, because we've been planning it for so long.
So you've got people in places to do all kinds of different things, and they've probably done it before, so they're comfortable with what they have to do.
Yeah, we've got a board of about 16 people. I would say majority of them have done some type of games or not. Brian was actually our chair of the provincial games back in 2017, so he says he hasn't been involved as much, but he has. He did get to go to Thunder Bay as well to check out what the games would be, and a lot of us got a chance to go to the games in 2024 in Calgary. So yeah, we've got a great group of individuals that have been a part of this process for a very long time. We actually haven't lost many over the last 8 years, which is insane to think. 8 years. I think I did the math there, right? Right. And but yeah, we've got great people, and the nice thing about Medicine Hat is people always step up, and what we hear from national organizations quite often is that we're kind of an anomaly in that lots of times a games like this or something like that is more staff driven than volunteer driven, where we're kind of the opposite. Is we get this board that comes forward and says, we got this, we're going to do it, and then we hire staff to support those directors. And so it's a little bit different than some other games that have been held.
How important are these games economically for the city of Medicine Hat? Put your counselor hat on.
Yeah, counselor hat on. We've been talking for this for years now, right? So, and Kara was involved with this with doing economic studies and finding out what it's worth. So, the last, I think we've had between $12 and $14 million it's going to impact our city for 7 days. So that's a huge impact to our community, and we're happy that it's happening. Anytime we can host a games or any kind of cultural event or sporting event, any kind of event that we host in our city is benefiting our community. So this one's a huge one because it's a national event, and we're looking forward to doing that. And hopefully people step up and help out with it, because it is a big economic impact. So we want to show our face as a great place to be, and who knows, maybe somewhere down the road people will think that they can come and live at Medicine Hat.
That's the key. And when we was talking with Al Sharma, we were talking about that, how somebody can just innocently come here for an event or whatever and look around and go, I need to investigate this more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the good part about our community is it's so close. People can't get over how close everything is, that it takes 15 minutes to get from the north to the south, or from this venue to that venue, or to this sporting event to that sporting event. So they can go to any event real easy, and not where you have to drive for an hour in Calgary or drive for an hour and a half to get there. Medicine Hat's so convenient for that. And I think that's what the people see when they come to our city, that holy cow, you guys got everything here. It doesn't take me long to get to where I have to be, and we're happy to be in it. The climate's always nice. As it is right now outside, and then people can't understand that. Why is it so warm here? My mom even gets upset with that in Regina, because we're 20 degrees warmer than they are in Regina. So it's a great place to live.
Well, as I told Mayor Clark back in December, and she actually wrote it on the board in her office, outside her office, you can live better in Medicine Hat. And I told her, there's a slogan you can take and run with it, no charge.
There you go. I think the other thing that's cool too is it's not just about the family and friends and the athletes that are coming here. There's going to be a lot of national like CEOs and things like that coming from whether that they sponsor National Special Olympics or they sponsor our games. And so we've got business people that are also coming to Medicine Hat. So it's not just about showing everybody our community. I mean, that's always number one priority, right, is showing our hospitality and showing how great our city is. But it's also the potential of bringing businesses here. And so if we can bring in a CEO from a large company that says, you know what, I really like the people that are here. I like the spaces that we have. It's inexpensive to live here or to operate a business in here. So we're constantly thinking about that as well.
Is there a chance during the games to schmooze with these people?
There is, yeah.
There is, yeah. I think that's part of our role as a board, that will do whatever we can to do some of that during that time that they're here. And I think it only is fitting for us to do that, to represent our city and be proud of where we are.
Sponsorships is another big area. I see on your webpage that you are still looking for sponsors.
We are still, yeah. So when we first put in the bid for these games, our budget was $2.5 million. We are now sitting at $3.8 million. So it's gone up significantly. We've had some amazing sponsors that have come forward so far, which we appreciate so much. The government of Alberta has been super supportive. The city of Medicine Hat has been our biggest partner in being able to supply some venues at no cost and things like that. But our fundraising goal was still just short of $1 million, which is a lot to raise for a small community like ours. And so I think as of yesterday, we were 180,000 short of our fundraising goal. We've got still some irons in the fire, so we're hoping some things come forward, and we're reaching out to a bunch of different businesses. And so a lot of companies aren't able to kind of support financially, but they can support in kind, and whether that's giving us 50% off of something that we need to purchase, or being able to offer their services in kind. And so we've reached out to a lot of those companies, or a lot of companies have come forward and said, you know what, I can't give you $5,000 cash, but I can give you $5,000 worth of services or something like that, which is just as good as cash.
What about volunteers? You say you've got lots, but do you have enough?
Yeah.
Well, we're starting that process, and I think right now, we're up at 300 or close to 400 volunteers that have signed up. This is a community that comes through in the end all the time.
Always answer the bell.
It seems to be, they always answer the bell. So I know they're out there and they want to be part of this. So I'm hoping that they step up, and I'm sure they will, like they always do. And there's a lot of people out there that want to be involved in this. And I say, you want to be involved in this one because it is special.
Yeah, they are. The athletes make it special.
They do, yeah. I was saying earlier before we started here, I had to get involved. So I actually wasn't working in this position when obviously a couple of years ago, and I went to the games in 2024 in Calgary, and left those games going, oh my gosh, I need to apply for this games manager position because it's so heartwarming. We saw at those games athletes that would be in first place and athletes that would be in second place, the first place person would fall, and they would have the opportunity to take first place, and instead they would stop, help their competitor get up, and then they would go and finish this finish line together, or cheering for each other, or just excited to have a TV interview or something like that. These athletes embody every part of sport and what it means to be involved in sport, and it is so heartwarming. It's so yeah, it's just great. I can't speak highly enough about these games, and it is an opportunity for everybody in our community to get involved. And even if you don't want to volunteer, come out and watch. Just be a part of the event. It's going to take over this city over that week, and we're excited to share it with our community.
Lynette Schneider was telling us earlier that when, I think it was 2016, when they had the Alberta Special Olympics Winter Games here, she was watching a basketball game, and when somebody made a basket, players on both sides cheered. Yeah. They were so happy that somebody made a basket.
Yeah.
Sportsmanship at the utmost. You never helped anybody from another team when you played hockey.
I don't think so. I don't remember doing that.
I'm sure you were pushing them.
unless they were really hurt.
Yeah.
So, but no, the spirit of the games is perfect, and they don't forget you either. If you talk to them and you give them a name, they'll say that. And I had that when I went to Grand Prairie. I went to a banquet, and when we came back to Medicine Hat for the summer games, they knew who I was. Yeah. They remembered my name, and they said, I remember you from way back when I was at the other games. So, and most of them play multiple sports, so they play summer and they play winter. So it's fun to watch them because you see them and you get to know them, and they don't forget you.
Yeah. Just to close the books on volunteers.
Yeah.
How do they sign up, and what can they sign up for?
Oh gosh, we have kind of everything. So we have shifts available in all of the sports. We're hosting 10 different sports. We're going to need help from food services to drivers to helping out with setting up accommodation sites. We've got, you name it, we've got it. And so lots of different opportunities. Best way to find out is to just go to our website, which is socmedhat2026.ca. And then there's a tab where you can volunteer, and it lists out all of the different things that we're looking for.
And where are the venues?
We've got powerlifting at the college, and we've got athletics at the track. I think we've named all 10. Yeah.
So the venues are getting used well, and we have great venues. Don't get me wrong. We've got great venues. The people that come here are going to be happy with what we have, and they're well looked after. And our track is second to none now with all the renovations they've done there over the years, and they're going to enjoy that one too, right? So the hub is around the leisure center, and again we're going to have a lot of people around there with 5 sports going on, so it's going to be a busy place. So hopefully we have enough parking.
I was going to say parking and logistics to get the people around.
Yeah, if you want to volunteer to help with parking, we definitely need some volunteers there for sure too.
Exactly. So, but it's a great opportunity for our city to shine.
And the spectators, will there be an admission fee?
There's not, no. So great thing about this event is everything is free, including the opening ceremonies. So the only thing that people would have to pay for is if they want to, we're going to be hopefully starting a 50-50 soon, so you can kind of support the games that way. We'll have some merchandise sales and stuff like that. But other than that, everybody can come to everything, which we think is really cool too.
Okay. The athletes.
I think the opening ceremonies is an important part for us because it is a big event. All the athletes are going to be coming in, and hopefully they can get that Medicine Hat cheer going with all the athletes coming in. There's going to be 1,700 athletes coming also to this game, so there's a lot of people from all over the country that are going to be here. So hopefully we can have a great Medicine Hat welcome for them on that first day when the opening ceremonies is taken off.
Where are the opening ceremonies?
They're going to be at Co-op Place.
Oh, good.
Yeah, right on August 11th. And so like I said, free. We are looking at kind of like a maybe a registration system so we know kind of how many people want to come, so that if we get way more than capacity, we can offer some other things to be able to, for people to see the opening ceremonies. Yeah.
Okay. And the athletes are coming from
Every province.
every province
Yeah.
and territory?
And territories.
Yeah, so Special Olympics does things a little bit different. They have 12 chapters, so there's actually not a chapter assigned to none of it. Any athletes that are coming from none of it either compete with a province or another territory. So yes, we have 12 different chapters, and we've got, I know off the top of my head, we have 450 coming from Ontario. We've got about 380 from BC. We've got athletes coming from New Brunswick and Nova Scotia and PI. So literally everybody across the province or across the country. And yeah, we're just really excited to welcome them. Everything we're also doing is bilingual. So it is a national event. And so we've recruited some bilingual volunteers. Again, that's an area where if somebody does speak fluent French, we're happy to have you involved in these games. Because we have a lot of people coming from Quebec. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
The logo is something that holds special meaning too.
Yeah. Yeah. So logo was designed locally here in Medicine Hat. I'm looking at my chest kind of here, but it embodies different parts of the games. And so on our kind of, I don't know if I, on the circle.
We'll try and put that up so
Okay,
people
cool.
can see it.
But on the circle, you can see there's the teepee. If you actually see, it's also a person running. So the head is the moon there.
Okay, yeah.
And then you can see the person. The stars represent the gold, silver, bronze. The waves represent the river and also the lines that are in the teepee. There's the coolies in there. So it really embodies Medicine Hat, but also Special Olympics.
And there's special colors in there too.
There are, that kind of correspond with the things that are in the logo.
Okay. Anything else you want to touch on before we wrap up?
No,
You've got 6 months to get ready, so we don't want to hold you for too long.
It's not a long time. I mean, with the amount of things that are going on, and I'm thankful for the staff that are doing all the work that's going on here, because every day is a busy day, and things have to get done, and timelines are running short now. So some things are moving along easy, some aren't, but we're going to get there. We seem to be doing okay within the office. Had a good talk with them the other day just to check in with them to make sure that everything's going well, and it is. So you're always going to have things that happen that are unexpected, but I think we've had lots of them already over the past year or so that have been going on. So I think we're ready for anything now, and we're looking forward to the games coming.
Yeah.
Any athletes from Medicine Hat? Any with
Yeah.
a hometown advantage?
We do. So we have 5 athletes from Medicine Hat, 4 competing in bocce and 1 competing in
Bocce?
In bocce, yeah. And 1 in bowling, I believe. And so, yeah, super excited to have them on board. And then the other thing that we're doing that I think is really neat is actually tomorrow night we have an information meeting. We've hired on 6 different athlete ambassadors. So these are local athletes that didn't necessarily qualify for the national games that we're bringing on as staff. And so one of the things we've talked about is we don't want to plan anything in these games without input from athletes. And so we've had the athletes help us pick a slogan. We've had them help us pick some athlete bags and all of the different things that their friends and I guess competitors, I was going to say classmates, but competitors are going to come and experience. And so, yeah, they're helping us with a ton of different things, and we're really excited to have them on board and really be the reason that we're hosting these games and provide insight into those.
And you were telling us before we started accommodation in that 2-week period. Good luck.
Yeah, it's tight. Medicine Hat we're a smaller community. There's a lot of people coming from all over town, and so a lot of family and friends that are staying within the community. We have started to see some family and friends booking accommodations in Brooks or Tabor, Elkwater, which is really cool too. So we're kind of saying it's not just a Medicine Hat event. This is really a Southern Alberta event that we're trying to really embody and pass on to our other communities.
Is there billeting involved?
There's not, no. Okay. I mean, I think there's some people that are staying in Airbnbs and things like that, but we haven't been advertising that or anything like that.
Okay.
Building is old school, Brian.
Well,
that's a long time ago. I know.
Look at the color of my hair.
I don't know if people are up to billeting anymore. So, but I remember doing that as a young kid. We used to get billeted when we went to tournaments. Yeah. So, but it's gone by the wayside a little bit. I don't know if they do that anymore.
Well, I don't know if you've ever been to Kamloops, but they have a sign up there. It says they're the tournament capital of Canada. I think we can maybe do better.
That'd be great. Our Medicine Hat Alberta Game Society is a great organization that is constantly working with other organizations like tourism and the Hotel Association and the Medicine Hat Sport Event Council to figure out what we can host. And so, this will be the first multi-sport games that we've held since before COVID. It's the first kind of national event that we've hosted. Same thing. So this is a big deal, and I hope really that it ignites our community to start hosting again and find kind of that regular cycle of being able to host events. So I would love to be the host something city in Medicine Hat. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Once again, the website, if people want more information or to help volunteer, sponsor.
So it's just socmedhat2026.ca.
Kara Brake, Brian Varga from the Special Olympics Canada Summer Games, Medicine Hat 2026. Thank you for the visit.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
having
Brian.
us.
Hey, this is Brian again, and I'd like to ask you to do a favor. We can't do this work without people like you, so if you can, please like, share, subscribe, and tell your friends about Bring Back the Porch.